Real nice day today. I'm Jimmy. Thanks for joining me in this teaching. Quit coffee for like a month or so. In the past couple days, I've been brewing some cups, getting all cracked out on the coffee, you know. It's got me thinking about what I should talk about in these videos, because I ramble on about anything. But I think what I want to talk about today is critical thinking. It's something I have thought about since I was a teenager. I just was like, shouldn't there be a class on how to think and how to figure stuff out, how to come to the correct conclusions? You know, instead of just telling people to memorize things and pick from A, B, C, and D, memorize, pick from this, memorize, pick from that. What if you taught somebody how to figure out the problem without any answers already planted for them to choose, but to just, hey, wow, how would you figure anything out if nobody was guiding you into choices to make, right? If you were just wide open. That's where critical thinking comes in. So with critical thinking, it's basically the scientific method, in my opinion. And so what I'm going to give you is sort of my mechanism of how I figure things out within my mind and how I test them out and know that they are something real versus something that is totally made up, totally a spell casted from somebody's mouth to the ear to manipulate the mind. I just don't know if you've been paying attention to what's going on in this realm, but it's dark sorcerer magic gone wild. Just darkening all the minds and keeping them stuck in spells within their own minds. Like I talk about, the mind is the most satanic thing and how they get people to destroy their own minds every day. I don't need to go off on all that. I want to focus on critical thinking. And how the first thing about a subject that you need to study is the who, what, when, where, and why. Like the 5 W's, or who, what, when, where, why. Who are we talking about? What is the scenario? What is the situation? When is it taking place? Because that has a lot to do with everything. Who, what, when, where, location. Gotta have a location to have an event happen. And the why. The fun one is always like the why is the trickiest one to figure out. Always the tricky one. Why did that event occur? Why is it happening? So I'll do my best to kind of take you through my thought form of, because in my opinion, we're in a level earth, okay? And most of humanity has had their critical thinking taken away. They've had their senses taken away, and they think you're on a spinning ball, and there's all these billions of planets out there, and there's aliens that created us, and people have been told a lot of tall tales, a lot of stories about this place. So I think the whole globe spinning ball myth, it's a good one to try to explain, because everybody just makes fun of it. Nobody actually wants to do what I'm doing and critically think about it and test it out to actually see if there's any validity in it. So I'll take you through my methodology of how I discovered we're not on a spinning ball. Who? So I'll start off with the who. Who would tell you you're on a spinning ball? Who did tell you it, right? NASA? I would say, Einstein, one of those fake puppet fraud scientists of the government back in the 40s and 50s or whatever. Who did it? They were all paid to do it. So everybody who has told you we're on some spinning ball is paid to. I mean, you think about Neil deGrasse Tyson, Bill Nye, the science guy, like, they're paid to constantly put out fake junk science and make it seem like they're intelligent when they talk about it, when they just talk in circles. So who would make up a big fake story about the Earth? Who would do that? Somebody who doesn't want you to know what's going on here, because that gives you power to overcome them. Just how I see it, I just think there are a lot of who's that love to deceive and love to keep people down in the dirt and dumb because they're so stupid. That's the only way that they can rule this place or rule over anything, is by totally twisting people's minds into a pretzel. So I get the who, like who would lie about the most basic fundamental thing here. The what. What is it? What are we talking about? We're talking about the globe lie, and how in reality you're in a level plane that's motionless. It doesn't move, doesn't spin. It's more of a energy field. That's what we're talking about. When did people start believing the Earth was a globe that's spinning, and people in Australia are walking around upside down right now, while Europe and North America walking up right side up? Who or when did this idea come about? It's really recent. It's only been like 100 years that people have really thought things are spinning for some crazy reason. And then a big win would be in the 40s and in the 50s. Einstein, the theory of relativity. God dang, you gotta love the non-scientific gibbledy-garbly gook that they throw out. That, well, you can't measure it, but things are spinning. Wait, what? Like, you really need to think deeply about these theories that all your beliefs are based off of. The theory of relativity it's not a scientific thought. It's a thought experiment to say, wow, well, I can't tell that things are spinning, but they are. It's just, I don't know how they did it. I just think propaganda, magic tricks, like that's just how you convince people that their senses kind of don't matter. I mean, they use a lot of big words, black holes, gravity. They've made up all these explanations that you just say a word and all of a sudden, oh, it's spinning because of some made up word. The when is what I'm talking about. Is when did they start to tell people this crap? Fairly recently, in the if you look in the past and how long, who knows how long this Earth has been around. But the ancients knew it was level. They didn't fall for crap like that. So it's a very recent idea that this is a spinning globe. The who, the what, the when, the where. The where, I mean, we're just talking about the Earth. All of us are here. We know where we're talking about. But in this question about, is it a globe Earth? Is it a level plane? There is a where that would give us all the answers, but we're not allowed to go there. The military is guarding the center of the Earth, Antarctica, the Arctic Circle that they call it, right? So people who are level Earth-minded, it's just like a big pizza. The sun and the moon go above it at night, so, North America's over here, here's the sun, the moon's over here, it's night. Over in Asia, it's very simple, basic idea that we are motionless, we are still. Because I'm sitting here and I'm still, okay? My senses don't lie to me. Men lie. I guess that's a real critical thinking lesson everybody needs to learn here. My senses are not lying to me. I am motionless right now, okay? You're not gonna show me a video or make some CGI pictures from a satellite and convince me of any of that, because I'm here right now experiencing the motionless Earth. It's a real easy one to get at, but the where. So in the middle of our Earth is a magnetic mountain called Mount Meru. Why do you think your compasses always point north? So the where is very important. If we were actually able to independently go to the center and verify that, oh, it is no magnetic mountain. Oh, there is nothing going on here. But it's militarily guarded and no independent people are allowed in. So I just think that kind of tells you a big chunk that you're not even allowed to scientifically test out that theory of a level Earth. We're not allowed to. We're just shamed, and you'll be militarily attacked if you fly up there and try to find it. Kind of like they're trying to hide something very powerful up there that could change everything. Who covered the who, the what, the when, the where, the why. Tell you, this is the tricky one. But then it's not. A lot of times it's extremely obvious why somebody would make up this idea that we're on a spinning ball globe. Why would they do it? Let me take a sip before this one. Why not? I guess you always have to ask why not along with why. If somebody has total control over the story of humanity and they know that there's magical things here that would end their reign, end their power, end their corrupt control over humanity, if they knew there was a place that we would find that wouldn't allow us to be tricked anymore, wouldn't they cover it up? Wouldn't they hide it? And then there's so many whys. This is a major why. Like, to think, why would they lie about the most basic thing? You got to think of every space program going on in the world right now. NASA, supposedly India landed on the moon not too long ago with their, kind of looked like somebody had an Atari video game and we're showing you some moon landing from India. I mean, it's real bad, the way they try to fake those moon landings. But they make so much money. Like, I think NASA gets like $70 million a day. And all they have to do is make Hollywood fake productions and a bunch of CGI pretty pictures of nebulas and black holes and never-ending talk, spell. They never have to bring you proof. They never have to go to the moon again. I mean, that's like, god dang, guys. Like, they went in the 60s, and then supposedly they lost the technology that they were using. And now you've got all these private billionaire companies, SpaceX, Blue Origin, Elon Muskrat, and Jeff Bezos. I mean, do you really actually believe these are the richest guys in the world are trying to, like, get us to space to expand humanity, right? Like, they wouldn't be involved in a total false reality to maintain the control they have through money. Like, why? Why would they lie? Why would they make a whole fake space program? To trick you. And to dumb you down and make you think that you were created by aliens? To make you think space is the final frontier, when your heart's the final frontier. We're all here with our hearts, you know, experiencing this wild ride. It's nothing going on up there but lights and energy. Nothing physical going on up there, guys. Physical stuff doesn't even exist when you really get to it, but I'll keep that out of the critical thinking talk. That's for the inner critical thinking. But why? Why? To hide land, to make a bunch of money all day long, and then to make people feel meaningless, like they don't matter because there's just another Earth in the next galaxy over. You know, right? It's this whole like you're not special idea. They love, oh man, that's why Hollywood exists. That's why all these idols exist. That's why Taylor Swift and all her magic exists, to make you not feel special. And then the whole globe thing is to make you feel stupid, right? Because you can't, to you, it's motionless. There's nothing going on. So, man, I must be stupid if I don't know that it's spinning and I can't even sense that. There must be something wrong with me. So there's deep reasons why a whole story would be made up to take you away from your senses and what's really going on in this reality. So we covered the who, the what, the when, the where, the why. It's very crucial for critical thinking is to use those questions as tools. And sometimes you're not going to be able to answer all those questions. So you've got to kind of hold multiple ideas in your head and don't come to a conclusion. You basically use a lot of deductive reasoning to eliminate possibilities. Like, for instance, I've eliminated the possibility that I'm on a spinning globe because I'm sitting here motionless. So, and I've eliminated that it is a globe because water is always level. It doesn't matter when you say gravity. I've seen water everywhere I go, it reaches level. So, at no point in my human experience have I ever seen water just curving. Like, it's impossible for water to just start curving like they show you on the globe. It's just, hey. So I've deduced, just by things are motionless, the water is always level. And then another thing you could always deduce is you got to understand how your eyes work. The law of perspective. It's not a theory of relativity. It's a law of how your eyes work and how your eyes are limited. And how the horizon line goes like this. You go fly up in the sky, there's always a horizon line. Everywhere you look, you're never going to find some stupid curve crap. You're always going to fly and see a flat horizon. So, just those three things alone were enough for me to realize it's not spinning. It's not a circle. I mean, you realize a lot of these people say, oh, the sun is a circle, so this must be a circle. Like, that they're two different things. It doesn't make much sense what a lot of these theories are. But deduction. I'll tell you, I'm probably going to do a whole video on deductive reasoning. You just got to eliminate things one by one. And then you're closer and closer to the truth. It doesn't mean you're going to know the truth. It just means that that's not the truth. That can't be. A simple deductive reasoning I've come to is just government is out there to hurt people and steal from them. Period. There's no, if you can realize, like, they murder kids all across the world, right? Like, Gaza, come on. If somebody's going to do that to a child on the other side of the world, they have no morality, they have no sense of right and wrong, and they're trying to divide people by killing children. So when the government's involved in murdering children, and then on the other hand, they claim that they want to educate your children and keep them healthy with shots, okay? And the whole thing falls apart for me, because I've deduced that real leaders want everybody to live and be healthy. Like, there is no true leader of the heart that says they all need to die, you can kind of deduce from your heart, like, oh, if this leader's willing to kill people on the other side of the world, they're not worthy to rule, period. Because it's wrong, it'll always be wrong. And then I know for a lot of you, the mind will step in and have all these reasons why murder is acceptable. I get it. I understand it. When I was a teenager, I don't know if I even accepted it then, but I understand the story everybody's been told about a brutal survival world we live in. You know, it wasn't like it was created to be brutal for this age and the transformations they're trying to make. So, talked about the who, the what, the when, the where, the why. Deductive reasoning is extremely important for critical thinking. Focus. Another big one, another major cornerstone of your mind that you should really have discipline with. You should be able to focus in on one thing for a long time and get to the bottom of the one thing that you're focusing on. You see, I'll give you the best example I could with this one. I have some inner focus within me that whenever people tell me things, I'm able to retain what they said. If I'm not able to test it out, I might believe it, until I come to another conclusion or another idea. But I have this focus within me that tells me, like, don't just believe what that person said, even though everybody agrees, everybody says they have the evidence. I don't have the evidence. I haven't tested it. I need to focus in and test this theory out. And the thing about this focus is you can have a question and you can come to all these conclusions on that question and never find the answer, and just be okay that you didn't find the answer, but you didn't accept what everybody else has told you, because something within says that I haven't proven that to myself, and something's fishy here. And then years go by and another piece of the puzzle comes out of nowhere, and then you can focus back in on that debate you were having within yourself of, is the crowd right about what they've been doing and what they've told me? Or are these other conclusions that I've been coming to based off this new information? It's called research as well. You searched for something, you didn't really find the answer, but then a couple of years go by and now you're researching that subject. You're looking for the answer again. You're researching. In order to properly research, you need focus. And what ends up happening in this age is somebody just comes and says you're stupid and ridicules you, or there's a crowd, like you're trying to discuss your ideas. Let me tell you, my whole life I've had this happen. Hey, I see it differently. I know what everybody says, I know what the book says, but I did this experiment and look, I kind of found an anomaly. I found a hole in their idea that doesn't fit with their idea that they told me. Oh, you just want to feel important. Oh, you're just stupid and you don't get it. Oh, so you could easily be distracted through your emotions and other people trying to tear you down. So there's a really important thing you should take away from this this conversation. Focus versus distraction. How powerful focus can be and how you have to use it. You have to focus on things to get to the bottom of them. And how they've gotten most people to get rid of their focus. They don't focus. They're this subject, this thing, that thing. People are bouncing every day from one thing to another. And the experts are just telling them, the experts are distracting them, giving them a whole new fake reality to think about, a whole new distractive thing, a whole new spell being cast all the time to keep people busy and distracted. It's just how dark magic works. It's very loud, it's very noisy, it's in your face, and they don't stop. They double down on their lies. But if you stop listening to all of them, I mean, that helps you focus. If you turn the TV off, you turn the podcasters off, and you focus in on a single question you want to answer. One single question at a time, please. It's hard for somebody to tackle one question. So you don't need to, if people do it so much, is you're talking about one single particular incident, some subject, and then they take some example of something totally different from a whole nother object, I'd say. Or just like, you're talking about apples and they say, well, but oranges are like that. And it's like, dude, I'm talking about an apple. You can't compare an apple to an orange. We know this. But it's how people live distracted lives, and they can't focus in and figure anything out because they've been taught to not focus. And the screens, the busy lifestyle, it's all just to take away your focus and your awareness and to get you, they want your attention to all go inwardly into your insecurities so that you're afraid, so that you're fearful, so that you're a willing participant. And you'll do what they say because you're afraid. On the outside, you're going to lie, you're going to act like, oh, we got it all figured out, things are okay. But on the inside, you really don't know much and you're confused and you're just hoping that they keep telling you what to do next. I mean, to me, that's what the unfocused mind, it doesn't give a shit about the truth. It doesn't care about what's actually going on. It enjoys its distractedness. So I should probably wrap this up, getting pretty long. Maybe I'll close it with the most important thing about critical thinking is a love for the truth. It's just a unbiased approach to life. Straight up, straightforward. I have no money to make, right? Like, it's a very easy thing to see when people are making money off of the ideas that they're putting forward. It's very suspicious. I don't do it. Like, my ideas of the heart, my ideas of a level earth, you know, the moon is the cooling light, the sun is the hot light, very balanced. I don't make any money off that. I just love the truth, you see. And so I love the truth so much, I said, hey, everybody can call me a clown. Everybody can make fun of me. I just love the truth too much. I don't care. I don't have any attachments. Nobody's gonna leave me if I think a certain way. Nobody's gonna... I have nothing to gain. I just think everybody else has a lot to gain by learning these truths that I see. But it's the love of truth, I tell you. The love of truth, the love of wisdom, That's kind of the moniker. That's kind of the sign of a critical thinker. You're unbiased. You don't know where this is going. I have no clue where all of this investigation and discovery that I've made is going. All I know is I want the real thing. And a big critical thinking lesson is, if you want the real thing, you have to earn it. You have to do all the experimentations. You got to create it. You got to care for it. It's real things take all your energy. The fake things, they take all your energy too. But they take it and give it to somebody else to play with. So that's the way I see it. But I want to make more videos about how my mind works and try to help people out that, you just never thought these thoughts. You never seen it this way. So I'll do my best. I love you all. Enjoy.